When it comes to depictions of mental health in media, there's so many times they get it wrong, but we've been introduced to some really fantastic portrayals of anxiety recently. One of my favourites is Big Mouth.
People hate it when I do everything, but do I stop? No!
And in fact, the way they portray the anxiety through the vessel of the mosquito demonstrates this idea of the way anxiety can gnaw away at us and eventually overwhelm our rational thinking.
You're gonna have the worst summer. Everyone's gonna hate you.
But a more recent and possibly more approachable example can be found in Pixar's Inside Out 2. In the sequel to the smash hit film, we're introduced to this brand new character, Anxiety.
Hello, everybody.
And if you've ever dealt with panic or anxiety, you know how all-consuming that feeling can be.
Oh my gosh, I am just such a huge fan of yours, and now here I am meeting you face to face.
So how well do Pixar depict the feelings of anxiety? Let's find out. In Inside Out 2, we're reintroduced to Riley, who's now a teenager, navigating the emotional roller coaster of adolescence. So it makes complete sense that alongside joy, anger, sadness, fear, and disgust, we're introduced to a range of new characters, including Anxiety, voiced by Maya Hawke. And Anxiety is portrayed as this hyper-vigilant, jittery character who's always on the lookout for something bad to happen, even when things seem to be going well. From the moment Anxiety appears on the scene, it's clear they're not just a duplicate of fear. While fear worries about immediate, tangible dangers, Anxiety is all about the what-ifs, the hypothetical scenarios that start to spiral out of control.
Fear protects her from the scary stuff she can see, and my job is to protect her from the scary stuff she can't see.
So just how accurate is Inside Out 2's portrayal of anxiety? And whilst this is my opinion, I'd love you to share your opinion in the comments. Personally, I think it's pretty spot on. Anxiety comes across as this constant nagging voice, this underlying hum of dread that's really hard to shake. And in the movie, we see anxiety influencing Riley's behaviour and actions, even in otherwise mundane situations. So just like real life, anxiety seems to amplify the worst case scenarios.
So my team has run all the data and we're looking at the following likely scenarios.
This character seems to really capture that racing heart, tight chest and flood of irrational fears that can capture us when anxiety strikes. And it's a really powerful representation because it beautifully articulates visually what can be an otherwise hidden struggle. One of the standout moments of the film is when anxiety pushes Riley into a full-blown panic attack. And as we zoom inside Riley's mind, we see chaos start to take place. The control panel starts to glitch, the other emotions struggle to take control, and anxiety spirals. This depiction probably resonates with anyone that's experienced panic. That idea of us starting to lose control and almost slowing down as everything else around us speeds up. It's a scene that perfectly captures the way our brain's survival responses, the autopilot, can kick in and override those rational feelings that we might have. And I think it's really important for viewers to see this. It reminds us how important and how powerful anxiety can be. When we find ourselves in these moments of panic, there's a genuine confrontation happening between the irrational and the rational parts of our brain. If you've ever suffered panic or panic attacks, anxiety attacks, you'll probably recognise that there's a moment where we know something bad's about to happen in terms of our own panic. We can feel that panic attack brewing. So we start to almost have a dialogue with ourselves internally in order to try and prevent that spiral from occurring. Before that autopilot can take control and send us down an irrational panic route. And whilst it's one of those things I've spoken about so many times on other videos, Pixar inevitably do such a fantastic job of visualising this and explaining it to the audience. And it's important to say that Inside Out 2 doesn't just depict anxiety as a nuisance, but as this powerful, integral part of Riley's nervous system, helping her or influencing her in the way that she navigates the world. It's not overdramatic, it's really real, it's raw, making viewers feel seen and possibly even offering an answer to some people who've recognised those moments in their own life but struggle to articulate or label what was happening to them. So what's beautiful about Inside Out 2, in fact this goes for all of the emotions, is it doesn't portray any of them as villains. It talks about the balance. So in Inside Out 2, anxiety isn't the villain, it's a protective mechanism, albeit an overreactive one. The movie cleverly shows that it's okay to feel anxious sometimes, and understanding this emotion is the key to managing it effectively. The presence of anxiety as a character should remind us all that anxiety is an evolved trait. It's something that we all possess. It's just some of us are more effective at managing it. And this balance reflects a healthy approach to mental health in real life. When we talk about improving anxiety, we're not talking about removing anxiety. We're talking about learning to understand our own anxieties and learning the strategies that we can employ to help manage it better. So does Inside Out 2 nail the depiction of anxiety? Absolutely. By giving anxiety this voice, Pixar have helped viewers, particularly younger ones perhaps, understand that it's okay to feel overwhelmed sometimes. And it's a powerful reminder that every emotion, even anxiety, has a place in our lives. So have you seen the film yet? What did you think about anxiety? Did they hit the nail on the head for you? I'm eager to know. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.